Hey everybody, God bless you. Did you know that the Bible is not the fourth person of the Trinity? He's not an addition to. Many people will take the Bible and worship it. Worship it. Now, a disclaimer, I'm not saying you don't have to read your Bible. You should read the Bible. You should get into the Word. You should study it so you will not be fooled. But to believe that your Bible is the primary source of your joy, no, my friend, you're looking the wrong places. Christ is that living water. Is having faith in what He did and trust in what He did. Not in, I don't feel good today. I feel spiritually weak. Let me get fed. No. You're going to the Bible for the wrong reasons. Here's the question. How did those, before the Bible was put together, how did they get spiritually fed? Please answer that question. Before they even had a Bible, how did they get spiritually fed? Many were illiterate. How did they get spiritually fed? They didn't put an audio book, the Bible. They didn't watch a sermon. How did they get spiritually fed? That's my question. You see, at the end, the Bible, and I know I'm going to get people giving comments, oh, that's not right. The Bible is garbage. At the end, when it's all said and done, the Bible becomes useless. Will you need the Bible when you go to heaven? Or the new earth? Will you need it for guidance? No. Why? Because the Bible is summed up in one thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. The whole thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. My child went to a summer camp. He said, wow, Dad, all these people it was a Christian summer camp, so all these kids had their Bible verses memorized, and I just didn't have any. I said, okay, you want to memorize the whole thing? Love people and love God. That's the whole Bible summed up in one. And that is how those who didn't have a Bible, or even till this day don't have Bibles, are fed. That is how it happens. So the Bible is not something to be worshipped as something that you need to lift up for spiritual, strength. It's no different than when you go to church. Oh, the sermon was powerful. You're looking up the wrong places. What if your pastor said, you know what, I'm not preaching for the next 6 months. We're just going to come in here and talk to each other. You might have a hard time doing that. Because you're so used to going and listening to a sermon that inspires you for 1 week. But then the next week you got to come back. Why? Because your source is at the wrong place. Your source must be Christ and in His completed work only. If you realize that that is your source, that you've been grafted on to that vine, the rootstock is Christ, you will bear fruit. See that once you're grafted on, the wind is going to come, and you're not going to fall off. Does it mean I'm going to walk perfect? No. As long as you know who you're grafted on to. Don't be getting grafted on to your works and what you do, how good you are, the charitable works you do, your tithing, your good behavior, how pretty you dress when you go to church, what positions you have at church. All that does not matter. Your source must be Christ and Christ alone. Then you'll be able to live that life that's unmovable. Christ and Christ alone is the primary source of our joy, our strength, and everything else. Not the Bible, not a pastor, not church, not your wife, not your kids, not your works. Christ and Christ alone, and everything else follows. But you must love people and love God. You do that, everything else follows. Yes, you'll have fun reading the Bible. You'll have fun going to church. The sermons will be inspiring, but they will not be the primary source. You go to eat dinner, you have a big steak, that's your meal, I'm full. All right, then you might have, a dessert. But you know that what fed you was the meal. See, many people are getting fed, going in there and say, I don't want the steak, give me a big plate of chocolate volcano ice cream type of thing. That's not your source. Your source is Christ. God Bless you, and God continue to bless you.